The other day I was at a convention and I was asked to get up and speak for 5 to 10 minutes on marketing. And while I was there, I overheard two people talking about how they weren't going to be able to sell their product because they were the highest price in the whole market, and how they should just give up, move on, quit their job, do something else. Wow, that was eye-opening. I turned to them and I sat down and I said, listen, before I get up here and talk, I want to make sure you guys don't leave. After I spoke, I came, we went out of the room and we talked for about 10 minutes all about overcoming the price objection, and I showed them how, with just the tiniest bit of work and effort on their part, they could go ahead and start selling to more customers as often as they would like to, with just implementing not necessarily a couple of tips or whatever, but a small process into their sales routine. First, before we get too into what I want to talk about, I want to point out your price might be too high. I'm going to be using a carpet cleaning company as an example in a lot of what we talk about today, and that's because one of the first times I implemented this process of what I'm about to go over with you was with a carpet cleaning company. This carpet cleaning company was known for being the highest price in their area, and after putting this process into play, we were able to increase their sales from a few hundred a month to 10,000 plus a month in carpet cleaning sales in a 1 month period. That was from day 1 to day 30. Day 1 we started training. After 2 weeks I allowed everybody to just go off and do the sales after the training, and we were able to start closing, and by the end of the month we were at 10,000 in sales. And the best part was that 10,000 in sales was during a time where historically it was a bad month for the company. So it's definitely something that works. And before we get into it, I just want to say one more thing. If you are having an issue with your price point, and maybe your price point is too high, there may be some reasons for that. You might be working with a lot of overhead that you don't need. You might be in 2 different industries, and in one industry your price point could be low, but in the other industry it needs to be high, or vice versa. There are a million reasons why, but you might want to, after putting this into play, you may want to take a look at your pricing structure and make some adjustments. Now let's go ahead and get into the actual process of what it's going to be. And I'm only going to give you 4 points of the process today as we go along. And these 4 points are probably, to me, the most important points. So let's go ahead and hit you with the first one. The first one is always stay friendly and polite. If you're staying friendly and polite on the phone, if your people are staying friendly and polite, you're going to have a better job of making that customer feel like family. People go to Chick-fil-A not because Chick-fil-A is the lowest cost. Chick-fil-A doesn't have a dollar menu, a value menu, and in many cases you're paying the same amount for a chicken sandwich, french fries, and a lemonade that you would pay at a full restaurant where you're sitting down with a waitress and, you know, the whole 9 yards. You're walking out. I take my family of 5. I'm still spending $40 to $50 while I'm there. I mean, that's because the kids are getting milkshakes, but that's beside the point. It's my point is that they're not the cheapest option in the fast food industry. So, why are they so successful? One of the reasons is their service. There's always a friendly smile. There's always a yes sir, ma'am, my pleasure. You always hear these things, and internally, inside of us all, we're selfish. We all want to be treated like the number 1 person in the room. So, if you don't have somebody answering your phones or doing your sales that's polite, courteous, friendly, going above and beyond, you've already lost. Just stop right there and move on. But if you have somebody who's friendly, polite, and courteous, then you have customers who feel like they're part of your family. They feel connected to your company, and they're going to be more inclined to buy, and they won't care as much about what the cost is. The next one is to educate yourself. I'm just going to put edu for short, save time. So educate yourself. Make phantom phone calls. Go online and look at reviews. Find out what the process is. Talk to friends and family members who have used some of your competition. If you can find out that, in the case of the carpet cleaning, that carpet cleaning company, the cost you were getting was an all-in price. When they got to your house, if they found a pet stain, they were then going to go over, pre-treat, clean that pet stain, and keep going until they had it as clean as they could possibly get it. What we found out from the competition was 3 bedrooms of carpet cleaning, $99, great. But once they got to your house, if they saw a pet spot, oh, in order to do that, that's going to be $125. Oh, they saw a food stain. Oh, in order to do that, that's going to be $125. By the time you were done, you were actually paying more than what you would have paid with the flat rate carpet cleaning service by the company that I was working for. So by educating ourselves, we were able to know exactly what we're selling against. That leads us to our next point. Educate the customer. If you educate the customer with the knowledge you now have and give it so for example, a customer says to you, I'm sorry, but that price seems a little high. Then you turn and you ask them this question. Don't just come right back at them. Turn and say, what other companies have you called and what pricing have you gotten? Then they'll go in and say, oh, well, I called and talked to this company and they gave me this price, and I talked to this company and they gave me this price. And you sit there and you take it all in. And then you say, okay, do you have any pets? Yes. Do you have any spots that were caused by food? Yes. Okay. I want you to call them back and ask them if when their techs get on site, how much will it be to then help with those other services? We were able to then educate the customer to understand that what you're actually getting from that company was going to be a better product, a better value. You're not going to be upsold. You don't have to worry about a bait and switch operation. You're getting an honest operation right away. So, friendly, educate yourself, educate the customer, and lastly, and the most important thing in the sales process is the assumptive close, the assumptive close. Now there are other things, when I do sales trainings for people, there are other things that I spend a lot more time on than necessarily just these four. But this one here, the assumptive close, especially if you're a business to consumer company, right there, that's your number one. Check it out, you're a carpet cleaning company, you're on the phone with somebody and you say, all right, well, for what you're looking for, it's gonna cost $650. How's that sound? Well, they're gonna say, it doesn't sound very good, aren't they? Who wants to pay $600? Doesn't sound great at all. I gotta pay you $650. I thought it was gonna be $200. You know, let me call some other people. No, doesn't work like that. The assumptive close works like this. You're on the phone with the customer. All right, so it looks like you would like your living room, your family room, your hallway, and 2 of your bedrooms done. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, so that's gonna come to $650, and we have an opening on Monday at 11 a.m. Does that work for your schedule? Now, they have a choice. They could turn and say $650, what's that for? And then you could break it all down. Or they're gonna turn and go, all right, he's just giving me a ton of information. I now know if I call these people, blah, 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 blah. Let's just get on the schedule, and if I feel like calling somebody else, I can. 9 out of 10 times, they're not even gonna call anybody else. It's the craziest thing. They'll take your scheduled time and they'll go, you know what, let's just have this company do it. The important thing to understand here is this is a process. These 4 steps, you implement this into your world, it's gonna help you so much of your time, so much of your sales. It's really gonna fix your problems. So, any questions, any comments you can put right down below in the comment thread. Any other ideas, anything you want to add to these 4, you say, hey Kev, those are great, but don't forget this and this. Let's create a conversation here. But otherwise, you have questions, please feel free to call me. Go onto our website, you can submit a contact form or get our email address. Otherwise, happy sales, and I wish you all the best. Take care.